Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York. New York Times World News. April 14th, 5:20 American New York, Shanghai's food crisis prompts residents in Beijing to stockpile supplies. Things that happened in Shanghai made me panic, said Li Lilin, a real estate agent in Beijing, adding, I'm just terrified of starving to death. Riders loaded deliveries on their scooters in Beijing on Tuesday.
RT World News.
April 14th, 5:18 American New York, U.S. to set up naval task force near Yemen. The warships will intercept weapons shipped to the Houthi rebels, the U.S. Navy said. The U.S. Navy announced on Wednesday that a new task force will patrol the waters of the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden, connected by the narrow Bab al-Mandab Strait.
WorldCBSNews.com.
April 14th, 5:14 America New York, floods kill more than 300 as record rainfall swamps South Africa's coast. Touring devastation in KWA Zulu-Natal province, President Cyril Ramaphosa promised residents that help was coming. But there's more rain coming, too.
Time. April 14th, 5:13 America New York. Ukraine says it damaged Russian Black Sea flagship with missiles. Kyiv, Ukraine. Ukrainian forces said they hit and badly damaged the flagship of Russia's Black Sea Fleet, and Russia said its crew was forced to evacuate as a result of a fire without acknowledging an attack. As the battle shifts east and around the battered city of Mariupol where the defenders were still holding out.
New York Times World News.
April 14th, 5:13 America New York, UK plans to send asylum seekers to Rwanda for processing. Some people seeking refuge in Britain would be flown thousands of miles to the Central African country, a significant hardening of migration policy. Asylum seekers waiting for their claims to be processed protesting last year outside the hotel where they were being housed in London.
Mirror World News.
April 14th, 5:12 America New York. Dad breaks down recalling moment wife and son shot dead in front of him as family fled. A Ukrainian man has recounted the horrific moment his wife and two sons were gunned dead in front of him by Russian troops as the family tried to drive to safety.
Washington Post World.
April 14th, 5:10 America New York. Germany nabs 4 in probe of anti-government extremist group. German authorities say 4 people have been arrested and have been weapons seized in an investigation of suspected anti-government extremists who allegedly plan to cause a long nationwide blackout and kidnap well-known figures.
New York Times World News.
April 14th, 5 o'clock America New York, a Soviet-era air defense system arrives in Ukraine from Slovakia. Encouraged by the United States, Slovakia donated a bulky but effective S-300. Hoping to challenge Russian domination of the skies in the war next door. The village of Dobra, Slovakia, where the S-300 anti-aircraft system recently provided by the country to Ukraine was loaded on a train to be transferred over the border.
Washington Post World.
April 14th, 4:21 America New York, world's largest yacht, linked to Russian billionaire, seized by Germany. The superyacht was impounded after investigations revealed it was owned by the sister of oligarch Alisher Usmanov. Time.
April 14th, 4:11 America New York, after a teacher was convicted of raping 13 girls, Indonesia finally passed sexual violence reform. The case against Harry Wirawan, a schoolteacher accused of raping 13 students between the ages of 11 and 16, shocked Indonesians when it was made public last December.
RT World News.
April 14th, 4:05 America New York, EU warns members over Russian gas payments, media. Moscow proposed payment scheme violates sanctions. European Commission reportedly assessed. The European Commission has told member states that it believes a new scheme, which Russia wants foreign buyers to use to pay for natural gas, will violate the bloc's sanctions, Bloomberg reported on Thursday citing an anonymous source.
BBC News World.
April 14th, 4:03 America New York. Russian warship Moskva. What do we know? Ukraine claims to have fired missiles at the cruiser. Russia says the damage was caused by a fire.
World News. Breaking international news and headlines, Sky News.
April 14th, 3:52 America New York. Russia threatens nuclear escalation if Sweden and Finland join NATO. Russia has said there will be no more talk of a nuclear-free Baltic if Sweden and Finland join NATO.
Washington Post World.
April 14. 3:28 America New York, Palestinians say Israeli forces kill 2 in West Bank raids. The Palestinian Health Ministry says Israeli troops have shot and killed 2 Palestinians in the West Bank. Fox World News.
April 14. 3:23 America New York, Russian warship seriously damaged in Black Sea. Russia confirmed Wednesday that the flagship of its Black Sea fleet had been evacuated after it was seriously damaged, claiming that a fire on board caused an explosion, Russian media said.
Fox World News.
April 14. 3:13 America New York, Ukraine war is a perfect storm, threatening food, energy, and debt crises across the globe. UN report. Russia's invasion of Ukraine appears to have set off a perfect storm, sparking multiple crises across the globe in the areas of food, energy, and debt, with devastating impacts for developing countries, the United Nations warned in a report Wednesday.
BBC News World.
April 14. 3:01 America New York, Somalia's elections, where the people don't vote. Somalia's new MPs are due to be sworn in following an election in which the people did not vote.
BBC News World.
April 14. 2:30 America New York, Patrick Lyoya, video shows fatal U.S. police shooting of black man. The shooting of an apparently unarmed black man on the 4th of April in Michigan has led to protests.
Fox World News. April 14. 2:06 America New York, Russia's invasion of Ukraine failed on numerous fronts, so Putin turns to Plan D to save face. Military and intelligence experts have labeled Russia's shift in military focus an attempt to save face following a disastrous campaign in Ukraine.
World News. Breaking international news and headlines, Sky News.
April 14. 1:28 America New York, former Colombia captain and Real Madrid star Freddie Rincon dies following car crash. Former Colombia captain Freddie Rincon has died after being involved in a car crash in the city of Cali, doctors have said. Freddie Rincon,